Boys, I haven't seen any of the episodes of The Boys.
What if I told you that there was a story about a series of the Justice League that worked like the nightmare scenario that Zack Snyder wanted to do with the Justice League, but they acted like the Suicide Squad with their absolute recklessness and disregard for life, with the wittiness of the protagonists being like a bunch of Deadpools.
Let's get to the nuts, but there's a group called the Seven, and they are per person. Each one is a reflective of a member of the Justice League. So you've got your Superman, you've got your Wonder Woman, you've got your Aquaman, you've got the Flash.
Yep.
And
you have Cyborg you got a Cyborg, but he's ninja. He's more of like Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe's than he is Cyborg.
Is that and then you got Batman.
And then you have an Invisible Man.
But they're not the boys, right? The boys are a group of very normal guys, led by a guy called Billy the Butcher, who swears more than any other character I've ever seen on TV, who are out to kill each member of the Seven, right? Because
so it's basically in the viewpoint of the villains.
No, but they're not. The boys are not
the villains.
Because the heroes are genuinely bad people. Like the guy who's Superman is a psychopath.
You gotta get and there's such thing as Nazi superheroes.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
So the boys are out to bring down the Seven, because the Seven are this.
They're narcissists. They're
narcissists. They're celebrities. They smoke every drug under the sun. They have sex with whoever and whatever they want.
Kind of like what's this? Jupiter, the Netflix
Jupiter Rising. It's a much more what's the word I want to look for? Say a deeper version than what Jupiter Rising. Jupiter Rising was light in comparison to what the boys seem to have done. Jupiter Rising, for those who don't know, is the Netflix show that basically was trying to create the reality that's similar with The Boys, a reality where superheroes are flawed and actually like have to figure out their own lives, and
kind of like The Watchmen.
Yes.
In at its heart, who's watching The Watchmen? Who's watching the Seven? Right. And it's these boys who do it. And why you love the boys is because they're just normal people trying to bring down these seven massive celebrity hypocrites who are owned by a corporation. And in that whole corporate side of the Seven is where where the show really digs deep into a lot of social commentary.
Yeah.
And they really, I mean, they've all got Twitter accounts. They've all got Facebook accounts. They all watch their own views. They're, as I said, narcissists as
you know what it would be like? You know what?
They're so vain.
This would be like if Greek mythology was modernized.
Yeah.
This is Zeus, Hera, Hephaestus, all them. That now, instead of them being high upon Mount Olympus alone, they have to interact with the people to keep them worshiping, but coming up. But we know what the flaws are and how those Greek gods work. It's that same element, except for we're calling them superheroes now instead of Greek gods.
I need to go backtrack a little bit. I said the boys were not the villains, but Billy the Butcher, the leader of the group, who was Carl Urban with a deep English accent.
Carl Urban. He's one of the boys.
He does things which are very villain-like. There are moments, and I don't know if you remember the bit in season 1 where he kills that guy, where you go, ooh, I'm uncomfortable with that. Like he goes, but it's also unlike what we were saying about the episode 2 of What If. There's a lot of emotions at stake. So it's not just frivolous stuff like the characters are very well rounded.
Even the most villainous people have a back end story, so everything has stakes to it. Like there's a reason behind every action. So if it's something that you like, where it's gory, it has its own allegory. You see the referential. You see how the writers basically throw the middle fingers up to Marvel and DC while also simultaneously creating their own element. And then on top of that, they show you like what it would actually kind of be like in a world where the powered people are run amok, but they don't fully run the show.
Yeah, it's so like it's my favorite show by a country mile on television, and I think it's a lot of people's favorite show because it's again the things that they do on that show. I don't think I've seen anywhere else.
No, they definitely push boundaries like nothing at all.
Poor whale, that poor whale. I couldn't believe you just there's moments where I just can't believe they just did that, particularly when Billy does it.
But you know what the thing is? Whenever you understand why Billy does what he does, it makes sense as to justification. Billy is a ends defines the means kind of guy. Yeah. It's an ends define the means. You're never going to be in a position where you're fully like, I mean, I 100% don't agree with you, Billy. There's never going to be a position where you are ever going to be like, this is just evil. You're going to be like, this is wrong. This might not be the best decision, but this is not evil.
Yeah, and what we all love about
totally out of the way evil. I'm sorry.
Is that Billy will do almost anything. He has no preservation for his own life, and he has to be that way because through the whole series of watching it, there's just no conceivable way the boys can defeat the Seven. Like particularly Homelander, right? That's a bit of a spoil. Particularly Homelander, who's the Superman character, but somehow the boys through the ingenuity. Through Billy's brutalness, his wits, they find a way to do it. And I think that to me is one of the things I love about is it's smart, it's clever. I mean, I'm talking Billy, they're smart, they're clever, they use their ingenuity, they use their determination to fight a battle which it looks like for all intents and purposes they cannot win. But yet they keep rolling on. And there's a character in that second season though that they really get into. She gets what she gets. She gets her comeuppance. But not everyone does. There are just truly horrific things that happen. But again, there is some absolutely hysterical thing. You just have to make sure the kids are in bed. And I'd make sure Julie does.
Okay. Why do I have to make sure the kids are in bed when I watch this? Is it because of the violence or the nudity?
Yep.
All the above.
Tick the box.
Check.
Billy the book doesn't say just conventional swear words. He goes for deep dives for words that I don't even say. So vulgarity at its highest. Let's put it this way. Season 3, which hasn't come out yet, we've been informed by the writers, will include a convention that appears in the comics called Herogasm. When they all get together, all the superheroes get together and do what you would expect heroes to do at a convention called Herogasm.
Let's remind our friends to please click on the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you know when we have new videos out.
Subscribe!
Subscribe!
Oh, God.